We are following breaking news. The New York Times is reporting President Biden told an ally that he's weighing whether to continue in the race for the White House. And this is the first indication that the president is seriously considering whether he can recover from his poor performance in last week's debate. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang joins me now for more on that. Selena, the New York Times is reporting that President Biden told a key ally that he knows he may not be able to salvage his candidacy if he can't convince the public in the next few days that he's up for the job. How significant is that?
Yeah, look, Diana, I'm just getting off the phone with multiple different leaders in the White House, and they are strongly pushing back on that New York Times article, as is the campaign. They're saying it is patently false, and they are very much saying that the president in the coming days and today as well is going to make very clear that he is staying in the race. But look, the reality is that there is anxiety and crisis and panic. The White House right now is in full damage control mode. The president, though, trying to show that things are business as usual. He's got lunch with the vice president. He's got the meeting with the Democratic governors, as well as a Medal of Honor ceremony. But there are also various meetings today to try and quell the panic. There is a White House staff meeting led by the Chief of Staff, Jeff Zients. There's also going to be a campaign staff meeting, I'm told. I'm also told by a top Biden aide that the president is working the phones today, finally, with key Democratic lawmakers. There's been a lot of anxiety and frustration in Congress that it has taken the president several days after that disastrous debate to reach out to these congressional leaders. I'm told that right now, in fact, the president is wrapping up soon a call with Congressman Clyburn. He had also spoken to Coons and Jeffries yesterday, and he has several calls today. The message, I'm told, from a top Biden aide that the president is delivering is that he is in this race. He believes the race hasn't moved too much post-debate and that he is sticking with it, that they have the money, they have the organization. That is the message from the president. Unclear if that's going to be enough to calm the nerves.
Selena, he's also having lunch with the vice president today and then meeting with Democratic governors tonight. What are you watching for there?
Yeah, well, we're going to be watching for the readout from all of the meetings today, not just from those, but also from those staff meetings. But I can tell you that this anxiety is going to be hard to calm. I was in the battleground state of Wisconsin yesterday. This is a critical state, a linchpin to win the presidential election. And the congressman from Wisconsin, Mark Pocan, he told me that he's leaving the door open to publicly call on President Biden to step aside. He's speaking to his constituents. Some of them are concerned. He's watching the polling very carefully. And I'm also told by a source that there are some 25 members of Congress that are working on and considering and working on this public statement calling on President Biden to step aside. This could come out in the coming days after the holiday week wraps up. It is all in the works. Everyone is on the edge of their seat. This week is really consequential and pivotal for how these serious conversations about the future viability of this campaign shape and play out.
So, Selena, what does this all do for the stakes for the president in this upcoming interview with our George Stephanopoulos?
I mean, Diane, the stakes could not be higher. Everything that the president is doing right now is being highly scrutinized. There are many questions from the American public, from elected leaders of this nation. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, said that it is a legitimate question to ask if Thursday night was a one-time fluke, essentially, or if this is a more systemic condition that the American people need to know about. So I am sure that George Stephanopoulos is going to be pressing the president very hard on this. It's going to be watched very closely, followed very closely. And also on Friday, the president is going to be campaigning. I'm told he's also giving radio interviews today. So this campaign is trying to get the president out there more, trying to dispel all of those concerns. But I'm hearing from some lawmakers that they believe the campaign has already made a mistake by not immediately getting the president out there in unscripted moments. They say putting the president in a rally in front of teleprompters and official events, that is not enough, Diane.
All right, Selena Wang at the White House. Thank you.